Hello, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and only Maxi here, and I am from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll present to you another redo Let's Play for our channel, and this time we're going to be hit on to the forms of this another obscure Sonic game that has been only came out in the arcade machines, although later on came out on the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360, and that is the forms of Sonic the Fighters, also known as Sonic Championship in the English version of the game. Now, if you guys are probably thinking that, did you already did this Let's Play before? Well, technically, this is our third time doing this Let's Play, for those of you probably wondering. First of all, we did manage to did this back in 2011, and sadly though, that particular Let's Play is no longer there. It's mainly because it's pretty obvious, because of commentary is pretty bad, and also divided into two parts, which I found is very unnecessary. And also to top it off, the quality itself is really bad. And as a result, we no longer have that Let's Play. And we did this for the second attempt by going into 2016, marks the 5th year anniversary of this particular channel. And it's alright. I mean, usually the quality itself is alright. However, the biggest downside I can think of is that the sound mixing is bad, and also some commentary gets a bit outdated every once in a while. So because of that, this is our third time doing this, and because of that, as you can tell, we are playing this on the Xbox Live Arcade version of Sonic the Fighters, which came out in 2012. So, yeah, that might be something worth noting for. And plus, not to mention, is the fact that the previous two Let's Plays that are no longer there in our channel anymore, that was recorded on Sonic Gems Collection compilation. So, yeah, I just want to classify that right away. So, thankfully, the quality itself might be a little bit more better than the forms of how it does it on Sonic Gems Collection version, and also because of how the fact that, well, I'll point it out whenever we're able to proceeding to this game. So, yeah, and I do apologize with the lack of uploading schedules for the sake of yesterday, mainly because, well, I was gonna get myself organized for the sake of upcoming Let's Plays during next month. So because of this, today's day is the final day of June today, in this case the 30th of June today, in this case in 2021, and it looks like that we only got tomorrow, which appears to be the halfway point in 2021. So, yeah, expecting to be excited for this point, especially I do, because, well, I'll explain more details about that whenever we get onto the next new Let's Play after this is. So, let's go for normal difficulty, and also we'll go for round counts as in 2. Time limit will be 30 seconds as usual. Attack power, normal, and number of barriers, we're pretty much gonna have to stick with 5 from now on, because 10 might be a bit cheating, and it will take a very long time. So, yeah, let's get started with Sonic the Fighters. As I said before, this originally came out on the arcade machines in 1996, which I can't even believe it's been about 25 years ago since when this game first came out in the arcade machines. So, and then basically the whole entire plot is pretty simple, and because of that though, we need to stop Dr. Robotnik by taking over the world, and while we're at it though, is the fact that we need to collect not 7 Chaos Emeralds, but 8 Chaos Emeralds, as you can see on screen. I'm thinking this might be something to do with the amount of fighters you actually fight against with, so yeah, that sounds about right. So anyways, let's begin. So let's just press the start button. And basically, as I said before, you do have 8 different fighters you can select. There is Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, Miles Tails Prower, Fang the Sniper, Beam the Dynamite, Bark the Polar Bear, Espio the Chameleon, Amy, Rosie the Rascal, and Knuckles the Echidna. So either way though, let's go for Sonic here, and we'll go for manual, because obviously my time is up. So anyway, throughout the game you're experiencing 10 different stages. Like, you always start things off with stage 1, which does manage to take place in South Island, and basically you fight against with Knuckles, and basically all the way up to the end until the bonus stage, which I'm sure that most people already know what I'm going to be talking about here. And oh man, the quality itself looks much better than the forms of how it does it back in 2011, 2016, and now we're on 2021, meaning that the quality itself looks hell of a lot more better than last time, because this is on HD, and plus this is on 1080p, so you can definitely see the actual a definition of a much more better picture quality and some stuff like that. So how it works for Sonic the Fighters as the game itself. Basically, it's like a one-on-one fighting game, basically. Similar to Virtual Fighter for the Sega Saturn. Although this was originally going to be able to be on the Sega Saturn, but it does have some bit of struggles stable to releasing it. So, although I may be wrong, but either way though, that's as far as I can usually think about it. So, yeah, it borrows the exact same gameplay elements from the Sega Virtual Fighter 2, most likely, because of all the 3D polygon models and all that stuff though, except it's all Sonic coated paint, or in this case, just Sonic Characters Focus. So, yeah, you probably get the idea. And basically, the controls-wise, it's pretty simple if you managed able to play certain arcade fighting games before. Like, basically, I believe A is the normal punch, and then the B button, unless if you played the Xbox Live Arcade version, either the Xbox 360, Xbox One, or Xbox Series X, that basically you can perform a kick. And also, I believe the X button can able to activate the barrier shield. And once your barrier shields is all used, like as what Amy just used all of her barrier shields, she will no longer have the barrier shields until the later rounds. So, yeah, you probably get the gist of it. So, and here we go on to the next level, which is Aurora Glacier, which we have to fight against with Bark the Polar Bear, which he's probably is the most forgotten character throughout the entire Sonic series, unless if you really want able to notice that he does make a cameo appearance for the sake of Sonic Mania. So, you know, with the Mirage Solemn, as far as I'm aware, that one of those hard-boiled heavy bosses that managed to transform into forgotten characters throughout the entire Sonic series, like Bark the Polar Bear is one of them. So yeah, that seems pretty cool and all that stuff though. I'm gonna say though is the fact that despite this Let's Play might be a bit short, mainly it's because, well, obviously most of these matches go by very, very fast, and also to top it off is the fact that since this is on normal difficulty, don't expect things I'm also able to actually just to lose several rounds worth noting for. So anyways, let's move on to the next stage, which is Mushroom Hill Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So, except for whatever reason is that Espio the Chameleon, he was actually going to be in this stage. So, despite the fact that Espio Chameleon's first appearance is obviously Knuckles Chaotix, and well, despite the fact that we haven't got a Knuckles Chaotix based level. So, yeah, and stage 2, as you probably already know, is the fact that the stage we went into is Flying Carpet, representing forms of something more accurately a reference to Aladdin. So, yeah, that seems pretty knowledgeable. And as you can tell, that I've managed to lose the first round. Now, the catch is, though, is the fact that if you really want to transform into another character called Super Sonic, in order to do that, though, is the fact that you have to able to do perfect on any matches. Like, you can't afford to get knocked out, like, any single moment's notice. So, I found it was a bit tricky and difficult, though, especially on normal mode. But regardless of everything else though, I literally did try. And in fact, it's been a while since I actually did manage to play this game from time to time. Well, even for a long period of time since Sonic Gems Collection compilation game. So yeah, you probably get the gist of it. So yeah, let me know in the comments below for the question of the day. Have you guys played Sonic the Fighters before? Because, those of you able to actually got Lost Judgment, which I think that game will come out during at some point in September, basically, there's a chance that you can also play this game, but on the next-gen consoles, which is pretty cool. But, even though it has been a while since I actually known something like this. So, anyways, here we go on to Canyon Cruise, and we face off against with, Tails right here. Seems kind of weird able to face off against with Tails in a halfway point of this particular arcade mode. So, and yeah, this game also supports online play, at least specifically the PlayStation 3 version and the Xbox 360 version, so if you want able to compete against with the others throughout the world, then you can do that. Even though despite the fact that the trophies, along with the achievements, does not support online play. well, at least as far as, you know, playing online modes and all that stuff, so... Seriously, couldn't I think about it? It almost kind of reminds me when Tails is managed able to become like Luigi from Super Smash Bros. To me. Like the one that goes like an all shenanigans craziness, you know, with the actual waving arms and all that stuff. Seriously, it does remind me of Luigi from Super Smash Bros. Melee, but I have no idea why I referenced that anyway, so... But anyway, a few things we want to explain, and that is something to do with the fact that yes, today, not only do we get ourselves some new content for the sake of Mario Kart Tour, in this case we're now on to Summer Tour once again, except now, we actually got ourselves another cosmetic characters ranging from Koopa Free Running Koopa, and this time it's actually blue, and also the new cosmetic Daisy character, which it could be something related to summer themed, and also we got ourselves our brand new retro track returning, which is Cheep Cheep Island. So yeah, that seems pretty cool to able to actually have that stage back. At least there's a cool thing we did manage to did done Mario Kart Super Circuit back in last year. Oh, jeez, it's been a year ago already. So yeah, I digress. And also, as you notice, is the fact that today, that in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, DLC Pack 10 just recently came out today. So, even then though, as far as when I tested him out, you know, with Kaizura, from the sake of Tekken, it was pretty good. Even though, despite the fact that I wasn't really good at certain fighter kind of fighters, like, you know, some arcadic kind of fighters or something, even though it has been a while since I actually did done some commentary, as you know. So, I digress. Oh, and by the way, Stage 6 takes place in Casino Night Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, that we basically face off against with Fang the Sniper, aka Knack the Weasel, in the English version. Despite the fact that this is all in, like, I don't know how to usually explain about this right now, just because, again, it has been a while since I actually did done some commentary, as you know. So, but yeah, we're never gonna see Fang the Sniper ever again. Well, until the cameo appearance in Sonic Mania. So, you know, based off the forms of hard-boiled heavy bosses. So... And speaking of such though, here's another forgotten character, which appears to be Bean the Dynamite. And this is what the fights gets a bit tough, especially noticeable that he's just constantly tossing those bombs at you. And because of that though, if you get hit by bombs, then you get stunned for a few moments notice. And this takes place in Dynamite Plant, which seems like a cool level, even though it almost reminds me of Oil Ocean Zone from Sonic 2, just because of the same aesthetics and everything, well, minus the forms of the lack of oil, so yeah, that's sure something. And of course, we're never gonna see Bean the Dynamite ever again, because, well, unless if you count the cameo appearance in Sonic Mania, in the, you know, as I said this before, hard-boiled heavy bosses, so... I don't know which one specifically though, but I do definitely know it's from the likes of Mirage Slalom Act 2 kind of thing. So yeah, that seems kind of knowledgeable. So speaking of such though, is the fact that alongside with the forms of you know, Kaizura from Tekken makes its release today. Also, there's going to be some Mii Fighter costumes, which some people might find is a bit upsetting, which I'll explain more about it later, because here we go, on to Stage 8, then as you can see, that we actually come across into ourselves the Doppelganger of Sonic, and this only happens if you manage able to play the exact character in some specific stages, like if you play as Knuckles, and if you managed able to go on to Stage 1, Dr. Robotnik will able to actually get ourselves a bit of a doppelganger laser beam at you, and basically you have to fight against with the black and white counterparts of yourself. And this also applies to on Amy Rose in Stage 2, and Stage 3 for Bark the Polar Bear, and Espio the Chameleon in Stage 4, Tails in Stage 5, and Fang the Sniper in Stage 6, and also Stage 7 for Bean the Dynamite. And now we're on Stage 8, which appears to be takes place in Giant Wing, and you face off against with Sonic himself. So, I will say, the music is kind of cool all in all, but again, sometimes most of these fights might actually get a bit tricky. Well, nowhere near as impossible as the final stage in the game, which we'll point it out whenever we're able to pass this, so... But at least I'm doing quite decent, even though despite the fact that sometimes that spin dash might take a bit while to get used to with it, and also that I wasn't paying too much attention at all. And by the way, if you manage to press the bumper buttons, then as you can tell, basically, really? He was off by 1 unit of health left. Drat. Oh well, we'll just try again. I can't believe that's happening to me. But oh well. Yeah, let's just try this again. And hopefully for a much more better attempt. So, because, again, I wasn't paying attention, so I do apologize for that. So, anyway, speaking of those Mii fighters, in this case, pack number 10, there are some interesting choices, but also it does manage to upset certain Smash Bros. Fans. Mainly with, like, for instance, you remember back in the forms of 2020, aka the worst year ever made, remember the forms about the fact that everyone else is voting for, you know, the character from the likes of, you know, Devil May Cry, Dante, that it was supposed to be able to be part of the forms of the DLC fighters, but unfortunately though, it is deconfirmed, or in this case, it is now being part of the Mii Fighter outfit, which it might actually upset people. So, actually I'll get to more on that later, because as you can tell, we've completed 8 levels throughout the game. So this means we collect all 8 Chaos Emeralds, and basically if you manage to accomplish certain stuff like this, it actually transports you into Defect 2. And in here, we're able to come across into Metal Sonic, and the location we're going to be fighting into is Defect I. And this will have to be one of the hardest fights in the game, just because of his damage output is way too high, and also because of how the fact that, well, his special attacks, it just feels too much. And as a result, it kind of reminds me of Shao Kahn for the sake of Mortal Kombat. Well, to be more specifically, Mortal Kombat 9. So, yeah, you probably get the idea of how difficult this fight can be. So, well, we'll say, the music is kind of cool, though. I'm presuming that music does make a return in, I would say in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, if you purchase Metal Sonic and Defect DLC or something, even though it has been a while since I actually played that game on the 360 version, even though I will come back into that at some point if I was going to get more achievements and all that stuff. So, but you know, you get the gist of it though. So anyway, and one thing that does manage to upset me the most, for the sake of the forms of, well, aside from able to add it in, well, dang it, I lost again. But, yeah, it is definitely impossible to beat him for the first-time players, especially that, you know, his attacks are way too overpowered. So, I digress. Unless if you're able to actually just play as him in, God knows in multiplayer. Speaking of that, though, is the fact that there's another character that's only exclusive to the HD, remastered version of this game. That's what appears to be by the forms of Honey the Cat, which it can only be actually accessed onto certain code. Although I was originally able to show that character off, but unfortunately though I didn't get enough chance to able to actually just to show you guys about that, so I do apologize for that. So, but she was also another one of those forgotten characters. I think the last time we saw her is actually in this game, in the HD version of the game, so yeah, you probably already know that. So, but anyway, aside from Dante is now a part of the forms of the Mii costume outfit, which is a bit upsetting for most fans out there, and also that Lloyd is also going to be in the Mii costume again, and that really upsets most fans out there as well. And also the forms of one of those, I would say Dragon Lord, for the sake of the forms of, oh actually, kind of think about it, it's one of those costumes from different games else. And the most upsetting thing for me, though, is that Shantae is now going to be a costume outfit. And I was like, are you for real? But at the very least, I did manage to get their outfit, though. But I was really expecting to be hoping that she'll be a playable character instead. But yeah, that's the discussion for today. So anyway, let's begin the, well, the final stage, which appears to be the bonus stage itself. If you think this game was over, because it turns out we're actually going to be faced off against with Dr. Eggman, as what's known here, And basically, all I have to do is basically just beat the Christ out of him in the bonus stage. In fact, I've almost gonna get myself screwed over, but that's okay, because we finished the game. So yeah, it's that super short. Especially noticeable that if you ever played the HD version of this game, the cinematic cutscenes goes a lot more faster than the films that are slower paced for the sake of the GameCube version. So yeah, that's something I want to point out. So yeah, the Defect 2 has been completely exploded, and well, the day is saved once again. So yeah, let's give my final thoughts of Sonic the Fighters, despite the fact that this game is significantly short. It's alright. I mean, the music is top-notch, the visuals are pretty cool for the most part, and aside from that, the controls might be a bit simple, but aside from that, the gameplay is alright. I mean, it's a typical fighting game, and the story is nothing that important, it's just a typical, you know, good guy trying to stop the bad guy, and that's pretty much about it. And, I suppose that's about it. So, yeah, an average game. Not the best I've ever played, but it is really, really short though. So yeah, you probably get the gist of it. So, in fact, you can able to actually get this on the GameCube or the PlayStation 2 on the Sonic Gems Collection compilations. Or, if you're really onto the HD consoles every now and then, you can probably get this on the Xbox Live Arcade. Not exactly sure about the PlayStation Network though, because I'm still having no luck trying to able to find that on the PS3, so yeah, that's about it basically. So I hope you guys do enjoy this Let's Play. I know it seems kind of short, but that's how it goes basically. So I'll see you guys until the next playthrough, which should be exciting, all things considered. So this is me, Maxi here, and until then, I'm leaving.